Sangeeta, over to you. So there are so many parts to your personality. You're an author, you're a TEDx speaker, you have been a CFO yourself, and you currently coach leaders and teams across different parts of the industry become successful, right? So as you work with all of these, what advice do you have for the folks on the call around building resilient organ? We would love an outside-in perspective from you on that.
Yes. So thank you very much for having me over, and great insights from Lisa, Jeanette, and Prateek. So lovely. So let me share my thoughts, and let me start off with a small narrative. Few weeks ago, was down with a shoulder pain. Now it had actually started off as a discomfort few months ago, and then slowly it started increasing, and suddenly, it led me to a state where I couldn't move my hand, I couldn't lift my hand, I couldn't drive, I couldn't serve myself. I just felt so restricted in my mobility. Now, how do you think that made me feel? I felt weak because, I was so restricted. I was very anxious. I was like, how long is this going to last? Will I be fine? Will I be able to get back to my previous self? I felt it was not simple because I didn't know what really caused it. And I really didn't understand what was happening because, suddenly in a span of 2 days, I just am not able to move my left arm. So, of course, I didn't feel good at all about it. And my dear friends, and I think that's exactly what BANI is all about. It makes you feel brittle, you're anxious, it's non-linear and incomprehensible. So how is it for an organization? The question I'd like to ask you all and, make you think is, BANI to me has a lot to do with the emotions. Because when you feel brittle, do you feel good? Do you feel good when you're anxious about something? And similarly, when it's non-linear and incomprehensible, I'm sure you don't feel good about it. So to me, BANI has a lot to do with the emotional factors. Unlike a VUCA, right? So BANI is with the emotions. So as an organization, as a culture, is that what you want to focus on? While BANI is true, all these aspects are true, where do you want your focus to be? That's the first part. So you may ask me now, if BANI is true, how do we combat it as an organization? So what I say is combat a BANI with another BANI. So what does the other BANI stand for? So I say B is to build a culture of high performance. A culture of trust, like Prateek mentioned, a culture where there's a lot of team effectiveness, a lot of high performance traits that are being there in the organization culture, because then it's a positive way to look at it, right? You're just spinning the brittle across and make you feel positive about it. Similarly, when you're anxious, how do you combat that? With appreciation. Because it's these little things. Tell me, who doesn't like to be appreciated on a job that's well done, right? So those little rewards, those little recognitions, they just make you feel so good. I mean, if you were to be appreciated by anybody, how does that make you feel, right? So it's very similar. So by appreciating, you're helping people to overcome the anxiety levels. N is to nurture. What do you nurture? Nurture the psychological safety. Because that's when people will feel, oh, I can be myself. I'm free to express my thoughts, free to express what my perspectives are, and I'm here to work together as a team. So therefore, as an organization culture, I would urge you to nurture the concept of psychological safety. I is the insights. Because when you have insights, right, the incomprehensibility, the level of incomprehensibility starts to come down. So your insight sharing, based on mutual learning, it could be within your teams, within the organization, or like, getting external speakers, external experts to share their thoughts and perspectives. You get a lot of deeper insights to it, which helps you to overcome the incomprehensibility. So to sum it up, I would say, build the right kind of culture that you want within your organization. A culture of high performance is what I would call it. 2 is to appreciate the little wins, whatever that's been well done. It could just even be a thank you note to say, hey, thank you for helping me in my growth. Thank you for delivering the report on time. It could be anything. Just a little nudge of that appreciation and encouragement goes a long way. And N is to nurture psychological safety so that people feel safe It's a safe zone for me to be in, and part of the team, well accepted. And like Lisa said, the diversity and the inclusion play up out here. And of course, the deeper insights that are being given, it helps you to overcome this. So that is what I'd like to share, Sudhanshu.
Wow, that is fantastic. I think we're going to have a new white paper being written on this, like one BANI to combat the other one. That's great. Thank you so much. I think that's also going to be easy to remember because we are going to use the same acronym. So really well put. Thank you so much, Sangeeta. So